Welcome, NBA bettors around the globe, to the Thursday edition of The Release Show. I'm your host, John Metler, sports betting analyst here at Covers.com, and I'm joined by Adam Scherher of EV Analytics. Adam, tell them what happened on Tuesday with your bets. Let them know.
Yeah, three for three sweep. First one of those on these shows, so hopefully keep that going.
Yeah, it was awesome. The Patty Mills, I was watching Patty Mills, and he got up to like 17 minutes, but he didn't hit a single three. He went way under the 1.5. All of them were, unders, they always have a chance to go over, but I'd say they're pretty sweat-free, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, I had a ton of Patty Mills in DFS that day, and so I kind of forgotten about the bets, and I'm just watching my lineups absolutely tank, and then I was like, oh, wait, I think I at least have a Patty Mills under, so a little bit of saving grace there.
Nice. So we're going to hopefully get another sweep here today. We're going for another sweep. Before we get rolling into the picks here, just as a reminder, a couple housekeeping things, subscribe, like, keep this show rolling. See all of Adam picks. I mean, he just swept the board on Tuesday. Why would you not like and subscribe to the show? Secondly, as we release the picks, it'd be extremely helpful if everyone wants to let us know, like, you bet it, where you bet it, maybe there is a better number out there. Let everyone know. That's also very helpful. And third, just from like my own personal, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. There's like, you go to you travel and there's like a map and people put pins in where people have visited from the area. Please drop where you're watching the show from in the chat. I'd like to see where people are watching it from. And I think I'm going to get like a map and put in my office here and like pin where people are watching the show from. That's more for me personally. That's not a covers thing. I just think it's cool. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring you to, Adam has 3 NBA player props tonight, only 2 games on the slate, but we have 3 props. So I'll bring you to the sports book. Then I'll tell you which market it is. Then I'll tell you who the player is. And then we'll tell you what the bet is. And Adam will break it down for us. These prop projections are on our website. That's Adam using. But, on our website, you go to the prop projections, you can see all the EV analytic projections, but they are just, the numbers. So Adam's here to give us more context on numbers and break down like why he likes that number relative to the prop. So we're going to release the first prop here. So Del, if you want to bring us to MGM. And the game is Celtics Hawks. Should be a good game.
Hawks on a back-to-back.
Yeah, I know. So the players, DeJounte Murray. Oh, sorry, we're going to the assist market. And the players, DeJounte Murray. And we are looking at, for DeJounte Murray, under 9.5 assists, minus 145 for DeJounte Murray. So once again, the bet for DeJounte Murray is under 9.5 assists, minus 145 against the Celtics. Adam, if you want to break down why you like DeJounte Murray to go under tonight.
Yeah, so this looks like the top bet on the board. Obviously, Murray gets a substantial increase in production, both scoring and assists, when Trae Young is out. But Atlanta, as we mentioned a second ago, second leg of a back-to-back, 16.5-point dogs against Boston. Obviously, you have blowout risk here. So that's one out right there is, Murray could be playing relatively well and then just lose minutes at the end of the game, not quite get there. That's one way you can win it. But also, obviously, Boston, a very, very good defensive team, 6th fewest assists allowed per game. It's not a comfortable bet anytime you're betting DeJounte Murray unders without Trae Young, but you didn't see any substantial drop in his line here. It's not like, he's coming in at 7.5 and everything you're saying about the Celtics being good is irrelevant because the line is 7.5. We have him projected for about 7.5 assists here. So we have a nice, margin for error. Plenty of things working against him in our favor, given the matchup and the spread here. So it looks like a pretty good spot to be under assists on Murray.
Yeah, I think you're probably looking pretty good at like pretty high blow potentially, especially after the Hawks beat them on the Celtics on Monday. I feel like the Celtics will probably come in this game pretty fired up to blow them out. Also, it's a weird spot. Like the Hawks, so the Celtics played Atlanta on Monday. They haven't played a game since, and they're playing in Atlanta again tonight. And then the Hawks are on a back end of a back-to-back hosting the Celtics tonight. So there's, aside from all the basketball reasons too, there's also a good chance if you're playing it under here, DeJounte Murray maybe doesn't see the fourth quarter, right?
I mean, the flip side of all of this is we know the Celtics lose in these spots constantly against terrible teams. But and you do have Drew Holiday and Al Horford both questionable. Like there's some chance that the version of the Celtics that's playing this game is not their real team. But, again, you're not betting it solely because it's a 16.5-point spread. It's just a very obvious out that you could end up hitting on.
Yeah, for sure. So the first release is DeJounte Murray under 9.5 assists, -145. So we'll move on to the second release here. So if you want to bring us to FanDuel, Dell, and we're switching games. We only got 2 games. We're going to the second game. Bucks, Pelicans. And then we are staying in the assist market. So the player here we're looking at is Trey Murphy on the Pelicans. And the bet is Trey Murphy under 2.5 assists +110 here at FanDuel. So it was +114. It's been moving literally in the last 10 minutes here. +110 is still the best price because when we came on here, everyone else was looking about +100. So +108. So you can see it's literally moving in front of our face here. So it's Trey. The bet once again is Trey Murphy under 2.5 assists +108. Adam, break this one down for us.
Yeah, so this one I think is pretty risky. Like this is a bet that I think on full size slates you probably doesn't make the show. There are a couple of things that are risky. One is that we have Murphy projected for 33 minutes right now. That's certainly a reasonable projection. It's a solid projection on Murphy. He is coming off of a game against Oklahoma City last time out where he played 39 minutes. There is a chance that he plays a bit more than 33. But one thing I do like here is that, we know that you don't have Brandon Ingram. You do have CJ McCollum. You do have Zion. In the last game, Murphy played the bulk of his minutes with both of those guys on the floor. For the season, he's played 232 total minutes with no Ingram and with Zion and McCollum on the floor. Only a 7.1% assist percentage in those minutes. Overall for the season, Murphy's at about 10%. So it is likely that over a larger sample, you see that assist percentage kind of just get back in line with what he's done overall. But it's nice that we haven't seen a big, any sort of uptick for him. It's not like they have him out there like being the de facto point guard with those guys on the bench or anything. You've seen Zion take on the bigger playmaking role. He has a 28% assist percentage in those minutes. McCollum's at about 20%. So you've seen those guys take on that bigger role without Ingram. So that is good to see that, you're not seeing any sort of uptick there for Murphy. It's really just the biggest question mark here is just, does he end up being on the floor for so many minutes that it doesn't matter? That's obviously a risk, but at plus money, it looks like a good bet.
Point Zion. I played Trey Murphy over his threes made. So let's hope he doesn't make any extra passes and he just shoots the three. So that's what my thought was, like, they're gonna have to collapse in on Zion and you kick out. I think Murphy, as a floor spacer, will be using that role. This plays almost perfectly kind of into that angle too. It's, if it's coming to him for the 3-point shot, it's not necessarily, he should be open to take the shot and that's not necessarily pass one, right? So once again, the bet is Trey Murphy under 2.5 assists +108 at FanDuel. That's the second release. So we'll move on to the third release here and we're going to DraftKings. And then we're staying in the Bucks Pelicans game. And then we're looking for the points and rebounds. And the player is Giannis Antetokounmpo. And the bet is under 42.5 points and rebounds, Giannis Antetokounmpo. So once again, the bet is under 42.5 points and rebounds for Giannis Antetokounmpo at -115. Adam, tell us what you like here.
This one's purely projections based for me. There's nothing that I can look at and tell you why Giannis is not going to have a good game or anything like that. It's not an ideal matchup. Pelicans, in terms of points allowed to opponents and rebounds allowed to opponents, in the bottom 10 or top 10, however you want to look at it. So, difficult spot in that regard, but it's still Giannis. He's still obviously really, really good. But in 36 minutes, we have him projected for about 39.2 points plus rebounds. He just projects as a good play. And again, kind of like I was saying with Murphy, would project as a profitable bet no matter how many games were on the slate. Probably wouldn't be a top 3 bet if we had more than 2 games, but we only have 2 games and it does look good.
What's the break-even point on that 39.2? Because that's pretty low here on a 42.5.
Yeah, -219.
Nice. Yeah. So there's a lot of gap. There's also, if you don't have DraftKings, this is -115. I think pretty much across the board. There's a couple spots were a little higher, but I know 365 was -115 and BetMGM was -115. So there's multiple spots you can grab this number right now. So that's the third release is Giannis Antetokounmpo under 42.5 points and rebounds, -115. So the 3 bets we have tonight, we're looking for another sweep here, fresh off the sweep on Tuesday. We have DeJounte Murray under 9.5 assists, -145. We have Trey Murphy under 2.5 assists, +110. and Giannis Antetokounmpo under 42.5 points and rebounds, -115. Adam, any closing thoughts? I want to give a shout out to your Orioles.
Yeah, I'll say good luck on these bets. Good luck on whatever baseball bets you're making. I assume Cardi will either has been here or will be here or something. So yeah, good luck on everything. Enjoy opening day and enjoy these 2 basketball games. One of them looks like they should be good.
Nice. So those are our 3 bets. That's the NBA release show for this week. We're switching our time. Today we're 10:30. That's going to be our time moving forward. So we'll be back next Tuesday with Adam for the NBA Prop Pick Show on Covers powered by UV Linux. It'll be at 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday. It'll be Tuesday, Thursdays. Hope to see everyone then. We'll have a good weekend and let's get another sweep here. Dell, play the song.